What is up, hard rock and metal fans? Well, today I've got a very special episode for this top 10 and all things Pantera. Pantera is a band that, I really love, but more than me is a guy who adores this band, and he will always do so. And he's, in fact, the only person I was willing to do this video with. His name is Sidharth Kadadi. He's the lead guitarist for a band called Zignama, which has made a lot of waves in the Indian metal music scene, as well as has an international following as well. He is also a wonderful teacher. I know because I've sat for a few lessons with him as well. And he's someone who is highly respected in the overall music space. So he was the only one I was going to get for this particular episode. So without further ado, here's Siddharth.
Hey guys, my name is Sidharth and I play guitars for Zignama. And my friend here Rohan has given me an extremely difficult task to choose my top 10 Pantera tracks. I mean, it took me almost 15 plus years to come to a conclusion that Far Beyond Driven is my most favorite album. But yeah, I mean, I still equally love all their tracks. I mean, for me, each and every Pantera song is like a story and some sort of a motivation that pushed me to evolve as a guitar player and as a musician. So, yeah, I mean, I had to go back and hear all the songs again, and I had to stab myself in the heart and come up with my top 10 favorite tracks. So, I mean, yeah, here we go. So, at number 10, I would say Suicide Note Part 2 from the Great Southern Trendkill. I mean, what a song. The impact of the song was huge on me, especially, how quickly he adds that catchy, whammy sound in the riff, and even that crazy, hard-hitting drum groove, followed by a very thick supporting bass line, Phil's aggressive vocals. Everything just fits in so well, and the way the track evolves and ends wherever it ends. I mean, I played this track live and I thoroughly enjoy playing this track live, and it's it's too good. I mean, I can still play this track live purely for the love of playing heavy riffs and just going crazy on stage. So yeah, Southern Trendkill's Suicide Note Part 2 is at number 10 for me. So at number 9 comes I'm Broken for me. I'm Broken is from, yes, my most favorite album, Far Beyond Driven. A very bluesy riff, but again, it's not a straight 4/4 song. Something different that Pantera did for Far Beyond Driven. And I mean, even if you take a look at the music video, you know that what this song means to them. They've given it their best, and the bass line complements the drums, the guitars. I mean, Phil is filling in the pockets so well. I mean, aggressive vocals here as well, great lyrics, and I mean, I don't even have to say anything about the solo. It's phenomenal. I mean, Dime has always been at his best when it comes to writing solos. Every song has a unique sound, a unique riff, and I'm Broken stands out because of the way he's played the solo. I'm sure it was a piece of cake for him, but I mean, we all struggle to play the way he's played it. So yeah, I'm Broken at number 9. Now again at number 8, this track is still in that space for me where I have to go back to it and understand, like, how did Dimebag come up with this riff? How did Vinnie Paul come up with a kick drum pattern that locks with the guitar so well, and whatever fill that he plays to conclude one part and blend into the other. I mean, Shedding Skin is something that has its own storytelling, and the kind of effects you hear on the clean guitars and the way it has been mixed and the way it comes out and the way Phil expresses his words on certain riffs. I mean, it's too good, and the way the song picks up and it catches the double speed, and then it goes into something else. And I mean, yeah, I'm a guitar player and I'm a huge Dimebag fan, so I focus a lot on his playing, and of course the entire band is something else. But yeah, I mean, Shedding Skin has elements that will throw you off the chair, and you're like what did he play, like what did these guys do actually. And some crazy bends even while he's playing some chords, and those jerky stops with those big floor toms being banged to enter into the first solo and then the second solo. And no support, I mean no support of rhythm guitars, just bass guitars and leads. It's so raw and it's yet so tasty, it's amazing. So yeah, I mean, now at number seven, I feel this is quite an unconventional and an unpopular track from the album Cowboys from Hell. I love this song because the way Dimebag has come up with the intro chords. The song is called as The Sleep, and I mean the way it's layered and the way it's colored and the way the song blend. I mean the riff is so simple but yet so ahead of its time, and the way the song builds up again, and of course one of the most beautiful solos. I mean, Cowboys from Hell is known for some excellent lead work, but for me this song has excellent phrasing, excellent expression, and I mean what a tone, man. I mean, I think his tone is in his fingers for sure, but yeah, this track is epic. The Sleep has some insane lyrical depth as well, and if you pay attention to the way Phil understands how to express with his clean vocals with a little bit of dirt in his voice and then going into screams, and it's just great, because I think even Phil is a guitar player and he understands how to complement the composition and how to crescendo into everything. So The Sleep is one of those tracks, that I keep going back to when I want to hear some great acoustic guitar intros going into some distorted riffs and then a banging solo. At number six, it is Regular People Coincide. This is from Vulgar Display of Power's epic album, hands down. It was difficult for me to pick songs from this album, but yeah, Regular People is again one of those tracks that I don't think Pantera has played live, and the riff is supremely groovy, the riff is supremely aggressive, and the kind of small hi-hat and ride fillers Vinnie Paul plays in between the sustained parts, and then they kick in back into the double kick part, and oof, I mean, I can go on and on. Regular People is that song where that they are oozing of creativity and skill, and they wanted to explode even further. And yeah, Regular People did that to Pantera, and they could write songs that were ahead of its time. I will call this slightly more progressive than what they usually do. Yeah, Vulgar Display has quite a few commercial hits like Walk and Mouth for War and Hollow and whatnot, but I feel this track is extremely underrated, and as a guitar player I would highly recommend for other aspiring guitar players to learn this song, because it teaches you so much more. Even for drummers, even for bass players, it's about complementing whatever you do with the instrument, and to be able to pull off stuff at this level way back in that time, in the 90s especially, it was unexpected, like genius stuff. So for me, again, at number 5 I have Medicine Man. This is from Cowboys from Hell again. Yes, one of those tracks that goes into hiding on an album, and if you are an avid Pantera fan, or you listen to albums song after song for a week or probably for a month, it's an experience. So while I was experiencing the entire Cowboys from Hell album, I mean, to write riffs like this, to compose stuff like this, to have, to think so differently, especially when you're so young, I mean, it was evident that these guys were here to dominate, and Medicine Man is one of that song that speaks to you about songwriting at its best. All of them. And again, Dime was such a free-flowing musician that he was not married to a idea. He would go from one idea to the other, and then go back to the original idea and then go do something else and again come back to the original idea. So he just kept jumping, and it was so well and tastefully done that Medicine Man is that example for me. And yeah, it's a tricky song to play, and they were not even tuned lower in this album. Their tuning was standardy, which was pretty much a typical tuning for any glam rock or thrash metal band back in the day. Nobody was tuning low, and yet to sound so heavy and to sound so creative, it was a challenge, I feel, and Medicine Man managed to do that for me. So now at number 4, it was the most difficult choice, but yes, this song has always been close to my heart and it will always remain close to my heart. Probably when I am being cremated or being buried, whatever, I would want people to play this song for me. Uh, Floods is one of my most favorite track written by Dimebag ever. And the reason why I love this is because he had written the outro and the solo when he was 18. When he was only 18, and you'll find videos of him showcasing his talent at such a young age when he had an afro and he had no facial hair. And this was during Pantera's glam rock days. That was Dimebag, man. I mean, he had already come up with stuff that he wanted to play and share with the world, and that's how Floods happened. And Floods came almost in the late 90s in Southern Trendkill album, and such a tasty Floyd Rose riff that he plays. He dips and dives, and and the way Vinny accents and compliments his idea, and Rex is just playing a bass slide. I mean, the entire song is pretty laid back, but when the solo kicks in, and you're like, you always get goosebumps, man. I still get goosebumps when I hear this song, and it's 200% emotion, unadulterated. That was Dimebag, and you could hear him pour his soul into this song because he was carrying this since he was so young, and then he finally got to express it and put it out. And I mean, yeah, he did create magic. This was a miracle, and everybody attempts to play this solo in their own way, and no one can come close to what he does because again, it's his soul, it's his expression. And Floods is something that I like to go back to again and again just to calm my soul. So yeah, Floods is at number 4 for me. Now comes a tough bit where again I have to decide the top 3. Again, my top 3 are quite unconventional because as I mentioned earlier, that Pantera is all about liking something that you experience. And I used to listen, or I still listen to Pantera with a keen and a curious ear that how and why were they doing what they did. And yes, commercial hits are in its place and they're great tracks. There's nothing to diss about. I love all their tracks, but at number 3, I had to settle for Primal Concrete Sledge because again, it was their debut album as a groove metal band, and to play something which was so bizarre, and that too on a drop tuning, and to do what they did in like less than 3 minutes. This track is literally 3 minutes and it's pure annihilation. It's a technical song and it's not easy to play, and I feel that Vinnie Paul has stolen this track with his intricate drum work. He's just being Johnny on the spot. I don't even know how they must have rehearsed or composed this song, but it's magical. It just happened, and they were okay with the imperfections, which later on became a technical aspiration, I feel. And yeah, man, Primal Concrete Sledge. It's a hard-hitting 3-minute track, which is unplayable, but we have all seen them rip this song at Monsters of Rock in Russia, and it was insane to watch them play this song. Yes, this is from Cowboys from Hell, and this album definitely has a lot of diamonds hiding underneath, so do check it out. Now coming to number 2, we have Revolution Is My Name. Revolution Is My Name is one of the most progressive songs that I heard by Pantera. Now, This song has so many different ideas, so many different expressions, and that riff, the way the song starts, the opening of the song is just pure chaos, which I feel is systematic chaos. And then when the systematic chaos is being controlled, the main song kicks in. And I love it. Like, there is so much blues, there is so much rock and roll, there is so much progression. It's insane. I love Revolution is my name, and it's from Reinventing the Steel. And again, coming back to Far Beyond Driven for my number one track. For me, this was actually a no-brainer because I've loved this song since the day I've heard it, and I know that I would want to play this song live someday, and I will play this song live someday. But for me, this song is so special. It's because even Rex has composed or played parts that stand out while Dimebag is playing a blistering solo. Throes of Rejection is my number one track, and it will always remain my number one track. Vinnie Paul is a genius. Dimebag is a genius. Phil Anselmo has screamed his lungs out in this song, and the lyrical meaning or the lyrical depth for this song is also something else. I will not spoil it for you all, whoever's listening. Please check out Throes of Rejection, because I am pretty sure this track is something that Pantera has never played live, because I think it was so difficult for even them. They couldn't play this live. So yes, Throes of Rejection at number one for me from Far Beyond Driven. That's my top 10.
Thanks so much, Sid. I really appreciate it. I know how you had to rack your brains in order to put this top 10 together, and I know how much you might have been cursing me, but I really appreciate it, brother. So I hope you guys enjoyed what Sid actually put together for his top 10 Pantera tracks. I know he loves everything in their discography, his favorite album being Far Beyond Driven. But coming to me, what would be the top 10 tracks that, I would enjoy? Well, the first one at number 10 is the song We'll Meet Again from the Power Metal album, which is a guilty pleasure for me, but which was the first album that featured Phil Anselmo in the fold. And it is something that, I thoroughly enjoy. It has a lovely aesthetic to it. It has these wonderful musical elements that, fit together so well. And it's a track that, I can, listen to with a number of repeats on. So this comes in at number 10. Number 9 is a great showcase of the vocal talent that Phil Anselmo has, the emotional depth to which he can go. And this comes from my favorite all-time Pantera album, which is Vulgar Display of Power, which is the song Hollow. And I think Hollow encapsulates a very different side to the band, just like another track which I'm going to mention a little later on. But I think there's so much of depth to this, which I really enjoy, and it just sort of pulls you in. So this comes in at number 9. Number 8 is a wonderful showcase of Dimebag and, about, the kind of, how versatile he was as a player, and, the kind of ways in which he could go into the depths and ranges and so on, which is the song The Art of Shredding from the Cowboys from Hell album. Love this track a lot. I think it's a great showcase of, his talent and what he stood for. Number 7 for me is the song which comes again from my favorite album, Vulgar Display of Power, which is the song Fucking Hostile. And I think that the way the song smacks you in the face and, the sheer power behind it is a great showcase also to the way in which Vinny and Rex are playing in this song, really backing up Dimebag and, Phil in terms of what they are doing. So this comes in at number 7. Number 6 for me is a song from the Cowboys from Hell album, which is the song Domination. Now, I know this is a fan favorite track. Many people love this track. I do too. The first time I heard it, I fell in love with it, and my love for it has not diminished at all in any way. So this comes in at number 6. Number 5 for me is the song, which is the title track from the album Cowboys from Hell, which is the song Cowboys from Hell. I mean, what more can be said about this track? It is, again, one of the top 3 picks, for any Pantera fan. Why is it not my top 3? Well, there are some other tracks which I love more, but many fans, even casual metal fans, love the song Cowboys from Hell, and I think it encapsulates the spirit of what this band was about. Number 4 for me, just like the song Hollow, is a great showcase of Phil and, his vocal side and what he can do, which is the song Cemetery Gates from the Cowboys from Hell album. I think you can get a sense that I'm a huge fan of Cowboys and Vulgar Display, but don't worry, I like a lot of the other tracks and albums. But coming to it, number four, Cemetery Gates, I think is, a wonderful way, again, to showcase another side to the band. Like just how when you listen to so many tracks from many other metal bands and rock bands and, get to see, the diversity of talent and, just the kind of ways in which they're willing to go. I think it's a wonderful way to actually introduce a lot of new listeners to Pantera. So, Cemetery Gates, number four. Number three is a song that I think, smacks a heart just like Domination, which is the song Mouth of War from the Vulgar Display of Power album. Love this track. Love the way in which, Phil and Dime, are working in sync with each other, delivering this sort of, assault on the listener's ears and, just making you want to throw your fists up in the air and, just like headbang to it. So, Mouth of War, number three. Number two is the very first track I ever heard from the band. And I think that this could have easily been my number one, but over time, another track has, taken that spot. So Walk obviously is the most widely, one of the three most widely known songs by Pantera. Maybe arguably Cemetery Gates and Cowboys from Hell being the other two. Okay, if you guys want to fight me on that, by all means do. This is just my understanding, and because I'm a huge fan of Pantera, this is what I think. But Walk was the first song that I ever heard of the band. Loved it straight away and really got into them. And I think it's a wonderful showcase of a nice plodding way. And I think that more than anything else, I love the way Vinny's playing on this track. So this comes in at number two. And number one for me comes from an album that is Sid's favorite, which is Far Beyond Driven. It's a song that, I've enjoyed hearing different tribute bands play live. First time I heard it, it took a while to grow on me. But now that it has grown on me over the years, it has not shaken its position as being number one for me, which is the song Becoming. I think that this is, to me at least, the definitive Pantera track. I know a lot of guys may have different views, but I think that Becoming, has a very unique style. The riff, the kind of, way in which, Dime is actually playing on this particular one, and the way in which Vinny is also complimenting him, that chugging style that the two of them were able to create. I think it's a brilliant showcase about how the two of them are working in such synchronicity with each other. So that is my top 10, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Many thanks again to Sid, for, graciously putting out time and actually being a part of this. So let me know what you guys think. Put it in the comments below. Till next time, guys, you take care and rock on.